Hey guys, so today I thought I would do like Mother's Day drawings, and I'm gonna be giving these away to some people that I work with. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I actually don't have a mom anymore, and I don't really mention this on my channel because I don't want anyone to feel like super awkward about it or anything, or I don't know. For me personally, I don't feel like you guys should feel the need to apologize. Like, I know a lot of people feel awkward, and the only thing they can do to make someone feel better is to say, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry for your loss." But honestly, I've been okay with it. It's been a long time since it actually happened. So, yeah. Um, I personally don't feel like it's affected my mood in terms of like sadness or happiness. So, yeah, I'm typically a very positive person, so it doesn't really like affect my mental state in that way. So I'm perfectly fine. But yeah, not saying if you feel like saying I'm sorry, it's a bad thing, but just saying you shouldn't feel the need to feel that way. Also, like for me, because I'm Christian, I feel like there's always negative connotation around like being like someone dying that's close to you. But for me personally, I feel like, especially with this, um, normally when you're Christian, you pray that that person is going to heaven and going to be with God. And that type of thought actually comforts me. And I feel like I was not really affected negatively. So I'm not really someone who's like depressed about it and like in the mourning stage of anything. Really, to me, it's just like when it comes to Mother's Day, there's like a split thought about my mom, and then that's it. I normally don't really like dwell on anything, and then like just remember some happy things, and that's it. But personally, I like celebrating people who are still here with us, because why not? And in Christianity, for a woman, I feel like there's a quote in the Bible. I forgot which chapter, but it talks about how um all women are basically like mothers to Jesus, and while all men are brothers to him. So yeah, so women kind of hold like that higher state, when like higher status when they're like with Jesus. And it's super sweet. I feel like God in a way always finds a way like to talk about like men and women in like different ways. So yeah, the importance of women is that we're all mothers regardless of like our like how old we are, or even if we are mothers like physically, you're always gonna be like a mother figure to someone in this spiritual sense. So to me, it's really important, like, because most of the people that I work with are technically younger than me. So I always have this like level of you have to be responsible in front of people all the time, like follow the rules and don't do things that like make people think that like breaking rules and doing certain things that are not morally okay, like just thinking about that constantly, it's really hard to do. But I feel like you kind of have to represent like your age too. Like if you're older than someone, you have to, like, you should be morally like responsible in a way for teaching them good things rather than just showing that you're okay with doing bad things. So yeah, I have a couple, like, because I work in the morning, like where I work, I basically have a lot of like older like people that I work with and their mothers. So I thought it would be cute to draw them cards. So I'm doing roses and tulips because I did search up online. Those are like the standard flowers you can give. There are other ones like peonies and carnations, but those were a bit harder to draw, and I'm gonna be fairly honest, I'm not good at drawing like plants. I haven't practiced in a long while. The only thing that I remember how to draw like by heart are the roses that I'm drawing right now. So yeah, this is kind of like this cartoony style that I did. Um I did a lot of shading in these ones. Normally, I don't do this much shading, but I thought it would be nice. Also, you'll see when I go through them, I actually do like some highlights with my white pen that I use for like the highlights for like eyes. And normally I don't do that with stuff, but this time I really wanted to try it out, and I think it gave it a little bit more detail, so it was really nice. It didn't take me that long to draw this drawing, so I didn't speed up the drawing process that much in comparison to the original because frames per second, just because it was like already kind of fast the way I drew it. When I put the clips together, I think they were like 25 minutes long, so I decided to just keep it like this, so you guys can see me doing some relaxing art. It is really relaxing. It's not like I had to think that much about the detail and stuff, so it is really nice. I'm not specialist of drawing plants, so I do apologize if they don't look like super detailed, but I think they look super cute. Now these are small cards that I took a regular cardstock paper, which is, forgot what the size is. It's just regular paper size. And then I cut it in half, and then I used two of them to cut in half. So I had 4 cards to do. I honestly just thought this would be super cute. I didn't want to do a big card. Also, I'm really into drawing anime characters, but I don't think that would be like a nice gift to people who are older than me unless I knew they were into anime. But the thing is, like, normally no, so I decided to do flowers instead. I think flowers are nice for Mother's Day too, so yeah. I didn't want to buy actual flowers because, to be honest, ugh, it's so difficult to maintain and I don't want to like go out there, and it's like super expensive too. So yeah. So the first one I did was pink, and then this rose is purple. Purple is actually apparently meant to represent royalty, but who doesn't want to be treated like a queen when it's Mother's Day? So I thought pink and purple are really nice. I think pink is supposed to be like, there's pink carnations that you can give on Mother's Day. It's a typical flower you give out, and I think it's meant to represent like unconditional love and purity and all of that stuff. So I thought it would be nice that half of them were like, 2 of the flowers that I were drawing were pink and 2 of the flowers that I'm drawing were purple, because why not mix it up? So yeah, this one turned out really pretty too. Honestly, I used the more muted purple first on this one, so it's kind of like, it's a murkier purple. Honestly, I don't know what I was doing, but I think it turned out okay in the end. It turned out really pretty, to be honest. So yeah, um I wanted to do like it on cardstock though, because it's thicker, so it won't get squished as easily as like regular printer paper that I normally use. And who doesn't want card on cardstock because it looks nicer too. I don't have like a pure white cardstock though, so it's just this creamy color. I don't hate it, but it's the only thing that I've ever bought from Walmart. Like, I bought this years ago, honestly, and I didn't use that much of the papers. Right now, I just use it for, you see in the background that I have it on the clipboard. It's basically to prevent the ink going through the paper onto the clipboard, because I do use printer paper most of the time and it does bleed through. So yeah, this is just me attempting to shade everything. I don't have that many different shades of certain colors, and I mentioned this in like almost every coloring video, but to be honest, it's because I only use like one set of touch markers. It's like a box set, and technically I should have bought the other one. There's another one that has more skin tones on it. The one that I purchased is mainly for like more of like the colors of the rainbow, so that way I had a variety. But the reason why I bought this one first, and I bought this years ago by the way, I bought it first is because I thought having more colors is good for like when drawing like characters in general, because there's certain colors that you need for outfits and stuff. It proved useful when coloring like Genshin characters. I can't speak, but Genshin characters in general, because there's a lot of different colors. So yeah, so definitely that's why I went for like a more color shades rather than skin tone shades, but eventually I want to have two boxes so that way it would be nice. Also, it might give me more variety on like what I can like shade rather than just have only a couple. So yeah. So here is the purple one. It's super pretty. I love it and I feel like it looks really nice. And I say this for most of my art though, but it's because I don't want to be too judgmental on art in general. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, it's horrible. Like, because I don't want to be one of those people who constantly think negative about my art. I used to be friends with a lot of people who are like, they were into art, but they're like, I'm never gonna be as good as this famous artist that's on like YouTube or like Twitter or on social media, and then they would always like bash on themselves all the time. I really don't want, like, if you guys are into art, I really don't want you to do that to yourselves. Like, when you're drawing art, even though you make mistakes, always think of it as a good thing. It's a learning curve, whether or not you do like multiple sketches to get it right, like rough drafts, or if you're just doing one. For me, I normally just do one draft, and honestly, I do it really quickly, and if I feel like something isn't right, I always erase it and then I constantly like fix it. But it's okay, like even if I mistakenly color something in wrong during the coloring process, which is like you can't go back because it's already there on the paper, and it's not like an erasable material for like touch markers, especially for me. I think it's like I learned from that. Also, everything looks nice. I don't want to like be mean to anyone's artwork either, unless it like objectively isn't that great. But I feel like everyone can learn art in their own way, and it takes time. And if you make mistakes, it's perfectly fine. Like, to me, mistakes are wonderful because you can just learn from them. So, yeah. So, this is me highlighting with the white. You can see I tried my best to add more detail. Now, on to the tulips. I haven't really ever drawn tulips. The only flower that I've drawn are the roses, as you can see, and that's it. So, here we are trying with tulips. The angles are very difficult and they're a bit different. They look more like they're closed compared to roses. Like roses are more blossoming, so you get like that full effect. As for tulips, most of the pictures that I saw, they look like more enclosed flowers. It was really difficult to draw, honestly, and it looked a bit too simple. Honestly, when I was drawing it, I thought I was putting very little detail in it, but that's all it looked like. It didn't look like it had much detail on it. Um, but there's my attempt at drawing, and then I'm shading it in. This one is pink, and then the next one is going to be purple. Again, sticking with the theme, I just wanted pink and purple for these. So yeah, originally I was going to do like red for the roses, but I thought that was more of like, yeah, I did search up you could give red roses on Mother's Day, but then honestly, I felt like that was more of a romance color, so I just went to like something cutesy like pink, and pink also has a nice meaning too. So yeah, as you can see, I added the leaves and the stem. This is my first time actually adding stems to flowers that I draw. Before, when I drew like roses and stuff, I didn't add any stems. I would put like a leaf on the side of it, but it was more like a top view. These are more of side views, so I tried my best. I've never done this before, honestly, so I didn't know like what direction this was going in. And for these, I decided to, except for the stem and the leaf, for the actual flower petals itself, I wanted to outline all of those like all around, just to give it a more of a pop on the paper rather than just have it be like the color. So that way you can see more detail. And then again, I am adding the white as highlights on the petals and also on the leaf and the stem as well. I just wanted some depth and dimension to it. I don't know how great it looks, like, to be doing that, to be honest, because I'm not like a pro at doing that type of highlighting. So let me know if you have any like tips or anything. Just leave in the comment section below if you think like I could have done something a bit better. Like, art is all about like improving and stuff. So I do want to improve on some level. Ignore that sound if you heard my notification from my actual phone that I'm using. I forgot to like mute it, so there it is. And this tulip I decided to color as purple. I used like a different base. It was like it's less murky, but it's still a muted purple. And then of course the darkest purple that I have, I used it for actual like shading. So I want to say that's basically it for this video, and then I'll show you guys what they all look like together at the end. But if you want, you can leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have any characters that you like from any like shows, video games, that type of thing. You can leave a comment and then I'll look into the characters, because I do want to do drawing requests as well. So if you have a request, let me know. And if you want to see, I'll be posting the process work on my social media for these. So I'll be posting the pictures. If you look at in the description box below, you can check it out. All my social medias there. I normally post on all three platforms depending on like, well, for Twitter I decided I wanted to just do more so the finished products, and then Instagram and Facebook I post more of like everything, like all the process work. So yeah, there's a lot of photos to go through there. I'll be posting that there on Mother's Day, and that's basically it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And then let me know again, like, if you guys have any requests in the comment section below as well. And then I'm almost done with this tulip. I just need to add the highlights, and that will be it for this. I think again, this turned out super pretty and not what I was really expecting at all. And this is the final product. So here it is, all four of them standing up. They look super pretty. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. Bye!